Welcome to another edition of The Hard Truth right here on Offer TV. So please, I'd like you to subscribe, like, and share the channel you're watching, which is the Offer TV. So today on The Hard Truth, we'll be discussing the second coming of Donald Trump. So most Ghanaians are, let's say, or some Ghanaians are comparing the second coming of Donald Trump to former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, MD, NDC. So today our topic is simple. So US elections and Ghana's December 7th polls. Does Trump's White House comeback signal a good omen for Mahama, or will the NPP elephant still stay victorious, or are they going to break the eight? This is what we're going to discuss here on The Hard Truth. So joining me into this discussion is my big boss, Isaac Donko, distinguished, a journalist with the Modern Ghana news portal. Big boss, welcome, and also thank you very much for always making time for us.
It's a privilege to be here.
It's a privilege to be here. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. Also, so quickly, let's look at today's topic: the second coming of Donald Trump.
So the second coming of Donald Trump, I've been seeing a lot of people comparing it to the Ghana's election. I mean, you cannot, over the years, you cannot, what do you call it, like remove the similarities between the US election outcomes and that of Ghana. I mean, it has been mirroring ours because it started in 1992. I mean, we returned back to democracy in 1992, where at the time, on the ticket of the Democratic Party in the US, they had Clinton. So Clinton won, and the similarities are very striking because the National Democratic Congress, they are left wing.
Okay.
The Democrats, they are left wing. You understand? The Republicans are right wing. The NPP is right wing.
Right wing, as in now in Parliament.
No, ideologically. When we say right wing, they are people who go for free, like market economy, like capitalism. They empower citizens to, businesses. They are more about businesses.
Which is the NPP.
Yeah, that's the NPP. Originally, that's their ideology.
Okay.
But I think it's been turning a bit. And then the NDC is also about social empowerment. Like this kind of free education and NHIS should have been their policy.
Should have been
their policy.
free
So they are about
SHS.
social welfare and social being and other stuff.
Okay.
That is the left wing. So they are similar to the Democratic Party in the US, whilst the Republican Party in the US is also similar to the NPP. One thing very, very, very interesting is also that the NPP has the elephant as their symbol. The Republicans has the elephant as their symbol. That is why the NPP is saying they are sister parties. And I mean, yes, it's obvious. Like ideologically and in terms of their symbols, they are, sister parties in quotes. So since America, their democracy has been, they are the oldest democracy in the world since and before the 20th century. So Clinton in 1992 won for the Democrats. Jerry John Rawlings won for the National Democratic Congress. 96, Clinton won a second term. Jerry John Rawlings won a second term.
Okay.
2000, there was a change of governments. NPP won. Republicans won. So you see the similarity.
Sure.
2004, Kufuor won a re-election. George Bush of US won a re-election. 2008, there was a change in government. Obama won for the Democratic Party in the US. Atamos won for the National Democratic Congress in Ghana. So you see the similarities. And then in 2012, John Dramani Mahama, when Atamos died, took over and won. You understand? And that time, Obama had his re-election in 2012. That is on the ticket of the Democratic Party.
Okay.
2016, that was when Trump came in. At that time, the election was a shocker. But then because of America's electoral system, they don't go by the popular votes. It's about the electoral college system. So Trump won more of the electoral college system, and Hillary Clinton won popular votes. So Trump won. So when you get 270 electors in USA, it means you are declared the winner. Trump won on the basis of the electoral college and became the 45th president of the United States. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had the widest margin in Ghana as well. So I mean, the similarity was still there.
Mm-hmm.
In 2012, however, the Democrat Party won the election. So that time, if you were going by the similarities, it meant they had their election, I think, on the 3rd of November in 2020. They had the election on the 3rd of November, and Trump lost. The Republicans lost.
Mm-hmm.
The elephant wasn't a winning symbol in the United States. So we had a Stadium Ketia saying Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is going with Trump because of the similarities.
Okay.
However, it wasn't so. Akufo-Addo retained the seats. So that is where it became, as in people are saying, it was obstructed.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are talking about trends, this kind of 2012 outcome is an outlier. You cannot use it to make analysis. You understand? It's like something that is separated. You get what I'm saying? But there was this dynamic in 2020 as well. The Democrat Party was coming in with a male candidate and a female vice presidential candidate.
Sure.
Mahama came in,
Okay.
a male candidate and a female vice presidential
Mm-hmm.
candidate. So when they won, it was like yes. So it was more optimism was there. I'm bringing it to this now. The optimism
Sure.
was there. Yes, for the first time, America had a female vice president. For the first time, Ghana is going to have a female vice president. But that did not happen. You get it? So in 2024, why people are saying, or why the NDC is saying
Mm-hmm.
the return of Donald Trump. Now they are not going by their ideologies again.
Like
They are talking about former president coming back. But one very interesting thing is that Donald Trump lost election in 2020 and has been able to come back 4 years later. John Mahama lost in 2016, tried in 2020 and lost. You get it, the thing.
Okay.
So it's not similar. It's not that similar.
It's not that similar.
And again,
Mm-hmm.
the American election had on the ticket of the Democratic Party a male and a female. Tim Walz was the vice presidential candidate. Harris was the presidential candidate. In Ghana, we are also trying to have our first vice president who is a female. The history was it was supposed to be a history. When if Harris won, it was going to be a history for the first
Yeah, for
time
the
in
first
their
time,
history
sure.
that they had a female vice president. It did not happen. Ghana is also seeking for a first vice president, who is a female.
Female.
And so if you are comparing, the thing is, yes, indeed, a former president has returned. And if the vice president had won, NPP was going to also make it a big deal because the campaign, no, Harris was saying, like basically, I'm going to be a different person from Biden. And now Baumia is saying, I am my own man. I have my own vision. So you see, the dynamics are very striking.
So with the analysis you've given and with the trends you've given, who do you think this election favor?
I don't like admitting to things, but this one, let me admit, that's a hard question. So with the analysis I gave, and with 2020 being an outlier, in Ghana's election, several trends were cut. For instance, every election, whenever Adenta votes for a certain party, that party becomes the winner in the national election.
Adenta is a swing
constituency.
Okay.
Whoever they vote for in an election before 2020 becomes the winner. And when you go to the Western region, Pistia Honi Valley district or Pistia Honi Valley constituency, whoever they voted for previously since 1992 eventually becomes the winner. Greater Accra, whoever they voted for before 2020 eventually becomes the winner.
Time, I think
but 2020 changed.
Yeah.
Adenta voted for John Mahama.
For sure.
Greater Accra voted for John Mahama. Pistia Honi Valley voted for John Mahama. But Akufo-Addo became the winner. Okay. One thing, NPP is a history maker or history breaker. The reason why it is so,
make and break.
Yes, okay. The reason why it is so because the number of voters in their stronghold is huge. You understand? About 4 million voters. Even when you combine the 5 northern regions, they have around 2-point-something million voters. The NDC is attractive. Now, the most attractive political party in Ghana is the NDC. So the reason why they are the most attractive is that the economy is not performing. You understand? People are going through it. You understand? But Mahama is not as attractive as the NDC. The reason being that He has been there before. People saw what happened. You understand?
Okay.
And we know what is going on now. Though partly the government is supposed to be blamed, but global happenings has also affected our economy very bad. You cannot, do away with that fact. You understand? Talking about global happenings has also been making changes elsewhere. United Kingdom, the Tory party, the Conservative Party, their ruling party lost the election huge to the Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
Now Steinmeier is the prime minister. You understand? In Brazil, the ruling party lost.
Okay.
United States, the ruling party just lost. In South Africa, the ruling party did not lose, but for the first time in history, they couldn't form a party on its own. They had to do a government of national unity, bring other parties together to form the party, though the ruling party is still the president. The seat in parliament, they lost most
Okay.
of them.
So let's go back to the US. One major reason why the ruling party lost is because of the economy. And you did mention our economy is not doing well.
Yes.
Is that not also a factor?
Yes, one thing. You cannot, in 2016, the economy was not doing well at all. Though this is West, you understand? One reason why Americans believed Trump to vote for him because he did well as compared to Biden. In terms, no, not like he did well as in EU. Trump did better with the economy.
Yes.
You understand? You cannot say same for John Mahama.
So indirectly, you're saying John Mahama didn't do well.
But the economy, he didn't do
but
well.
with his time, I think it's better than now. True or false?
Yes, that one is there.
So why
that
do you
one is there? That one is there. But then, if you look at it very well, you compare the performance of Trump as when it comes to the economy to John Mahama. There's a big gap.
So you did mention under the former president, which is the U.S. president Donald Trump, he did well with the economy, and under the former president, which is Ghana former president, which is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he also did.
I did not say he did well.
He didn't. You claim he didn't do well, but I think his economy is better than this particular government.
Yes.
So why are you now trying to do?
Don't put me in a defense.
I'm not put.
What I'm saying is that currently,
yes, boss,
there's been global factors. I want if I say government is not responsible for what we are in now, I'll be a big liar. But I cannot also do away with the global factors. The global factors happened to even the United Kingdom. They suffered. Within a space of some months, they changed about 3 prime ministers.
Sure.
They changed finance ministers. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, though Americans believe Trump to give him back the mandate because his economy was better, John Mahama, though, had a better economy as compared to this. You cannot attribute his performance to that better economy. Because that better economy that did not have.
But will you also agree he did well than this government?
Oh yeah. With the economy, it was better. Like under him was better. Since with even the exchange rate, now it's getting to 17 cities. Under him, it was 4 cities. You understand? And we had a time where even the inflation rose to 54%. Now it's around 21%. You understand? So yes. His time was better, but I did not say he did well.
Okay. So you did mention of global factors. So are Ghanaian voters being influenced when it comes to global factors?
Let me answer that question with a recent surveys conducted by Afrobarometer and even a report recently released by the National Commission on Civic Education. One of the top issues of the Ghanaian voter going into the December 7 elections is job creation, education, and other one factor. So let's take job creation, education. The unemployment rate has risen. However, education, this government, I will give it to them. Access to
the free SHS?
Yes, access to education. We have there's a challenge with the free SHS, we all know. But access has really increased. Me, for instance, when I completed JHS, I had to stay home for a year before I went to SHS, you understand? Global factors will not really influence voter choice in this election.
So what?
They are more concerned about issues affecting them here. Like I said, unemployment is one of the issues affecting them. They are talking about it. People are also talking about the fact that public institutions, they no longer have trust in them, especially the judiciary. They are saying they are becoming more predictable and other stuff. You understand? One thing, one thing is that you should also always bear in mind that politics is tribal than logic. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes I know someone, he is bleeding, he's NPP, he's bleeding, but no matter what you do to him,
It's still
he's still MPP.
okay.
I know someone, he's NDC, he's suffering as well.
Mm.
Or even if he's not suffering, he's still going to vote for NDC. No matter your
Okay.
policy, he doesn't care.
Okay. Would the track record of MPP help them win this election? As in breaking the eight.
Even if NDC is going to win this election, like one touch, they wouldn't get more than 51%. I mean, I don't believe the polls that are saying is going, Mahama is going to get 54.
But you've seen it. You've seen it.
I've seen polls. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of polls are coming up. They are saying
In
it's going
favor
to
of the
get
NDC.
yes. I mean, they can win,
Mm.
but it wouldn't be more than 51%. But it's still open.
The race is still
Yes,
open.
the race is still open. I mean,
the vice president
Bawumia has been doing some
president.
dangerous campaign. This abstain until we see the effect of it. I don't believe that's the best way to go though. But his campaign has been doing magic. You see one thing, where I pass to go to work at La Paz, anytime there are complaints. But one day, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came to La Paz, and you wouldn't believe on that street, everyone is an NPP supporter. I was shocked.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I mean, this election is still open. They are suffering, but they will still vote for their party. That's where I say politics is tribal instead of logical.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen the picture trending on social media with the pastors praying for Trump and some also praying for John Dramani Mahama, which the NDC is now comparing the pastors praying for Trump to John Dramani Mahama. Is that not a bit shaky for the NPP? Because it looks like it goes in favor of the NDC.
So if we are talking about prayers, I mean, every day, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia prays 5 times a day.
Oh, okay.
Is it going to be the one to determine the winner? No. And there is also a picture that a lot of pastors were praying for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I did not see that
I've
one.
not seen that one yet.
I will show you that one.
Okay.
So I mean, that alone is not going to determine who wins the election.
With what we discussed and from where you're sitting, who do you think? Let me push a little. Who do you think is going to win this year's election next month?
Wait, from the analysis, I think the first one is going to be a tie. No one will be able to get the 50% plus one.
You think? Why do you think?
I think because historically, and even if and taking this, like I said, the dynamics, NDC is popular, but not the same as the presidential candidates.
Okay.
NPP is not popular, but the presidential candidate seems a bit popular
Than
John
the former
Mahama.
president.
Yes, there was
Really?
a pool to that, and I believe that pool. I did not believe that pool until recently. You understand? I mean,
Recently.
yes.
What made you believe this poll recently? What made
Yes,
you believe?
I mean, what made me believe the pool? Like I told you, Ghanaians are saying we are suffering everywhere you pass. We are suffering. However, when Dr. Bawumia goes to them on the streets, in the markets, the enthusiasm, the way they mob up team. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's unbelievable. You understand? So what I'm saying is that this election, per my projection, it is going to be either Bawumia wins, but will not get the 50% plus one,
So
or he wins by 50% with a little bit, not even up to 50.2%. You understand?
so indirectly, you are
Indirectly,
trying to tell us.
indirectly, let me say, indirectly, this election is going to go a round off.
So kindly save this video. My big boss here says there'll be a round off. Are you a prophet?
So one thing, let's also talk about going into this election. I mean, there's one very interesting thing I observed with the recent US elections.
Okay.
I did not see anyone on the street jubilating or doing anything. No. I mean, they don't care about you. They voted. They had their choice.
But we saw some Thanksgiving speeches, and
that one is there. That
we
one
saw people.
we saw people.
Though they won't show us what is happening on the street.
So I am bringing it to the Ghanaian context. After election, I mean, this funny thing happens every time. When
Jubilation.
there is a change in government,
Mm-hmm.
even if you are taking care of a public toilet, the other party that has won, their supporters will come and drive you away from there.
Mm.
And I mean, they jubilate to extent that it causes chaos and violence. So what I'm saying is that you can jubilate for your party. If your party wins or not, you can jubilate. But do not do it to a level that will bring chaos.
Chaos.
Do not engage in any violence. I mean, if I am going to vote for someone, why do I go and fight another person? In
Okay.
2020, I saw someone slapping his own father because they were opposites in terms of politics. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You understand? We are enemies on the basis of ideology, but we are not enemies. I mean, me, I have my party. You understand? I have a party I support. I am not
Yes.
neutral when it comes to politics. I'm not neutral. I am impartial because I'm a journalist. So, but there's this in Ghana. There's this culture. Even when someone is NDC, the person will not like to marry an NPP girl or NPP lady. You get this vibe. So what I'm saying is that let's
How
let's
is that
let's
true?
it happens. I mean, sure.
Sometimes, but
You can be
it's not that huge.
you can be taking care of someone, and when elections come, because you are NPP and the person's NDC, he or she will just leave you alone. And I mean, so it happens. I mean, Ghana, attachment to the political parties is very huge. If you don't take care, you will just find yourself enemies
Okay.
because of
Okay.
elections.
So before I wrap up the whole show again, for the last time, are you saying there'll be a roundoff?
Yes, there will be a runoff. I am a public relations officer for a foundation known as the Time to Think Foundation. Some months ago, we launched a campaign titled Unity in Diversity. I mean, we know we are diversified in terms of our political choices, but in everything, we should still be unified. There's no need to fight one another because of politics. If JM wins, it is because he wants to build the Ghana. If Dr. Bawumia wins, it is the same Ghana we are all trying to build. It is not, it doesn't warrant us fighting one another. Let's remain peaceful before, during, and after this election. I mean, the campaign was even in collaboration of the National Commission on Civic Education. They collaborated with us in running this campaign. So we beg, this election is not about fight, it's about choice, it's about policies. So let's not be making enemies because of politics or elections. Thank you.
That's nice. So, all right. So that's where we draw the curtains on today's episode of The Hard Truth. We discuss the second coming of President Donald Trump, comparing him to the NDC saying Donald Trump winning, meaning former President John Dramani Mahama is also winning the 2024 elections. Our big boss made a projection. Yes, he said there'll be a runoff. So once again, big boss, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. My name is Ofair, and big thank you to my big boss, Isaac Donko Distinguished. He's a journalist for the Modern Ghana News Portal. Okay. So I'll call you when there's a runoff. So I'll bring you to Enigma, located inside OED. Catch you same time next week. Bye bye.